Hey everybody, I'm Eve Park, in for Molly Stanberry, and you're watching MacMost, the video podcast that shows you how to get the most from your Mac, iPod, Apple TV, and iPhone. The iTunes Music Store has added another Beatle. Some of John Lennon's solo works are now available for download. Instant Karma's gonna get you? It'll only cost you 99 cents. Apple discontinued its AppleWorks software last week. AppleWorks included a word processor, spreadsheet, and database application and has been around in one form or another since the Apple II days. The new iWork, along with iLife and some default macOS applications, make it obsolete. So if AppleWorks was replaced by iWork, does that mean that Apple TV will eventually get replaced by iTV? Apple is now offering refurbished iPhones for as little as $399. The phones are guaranteed to be as good as new. But remember, someone has touched it before, and touched it a lot. Big-time game maker Electronic Arts announced that it is shipping 4 of its promised 6 new games for the Macintosh. The games are Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Need for Speed Carbon, Battlefield 2142, and Command & Conquer Tiberium Wars. EA also promised that Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2008 and Madden NFL 2008 will ship soon. So look forward to gridirons and 9-irons. Many people who upgraded to the new iLife 08 were surprised that the new iMovie was missing many features of the previous versions. Here's Gary with his thoughts on this disturbing trend.
When I fired up my copy of iLife 08 last week, I was surprised to find that iMovie was completely different. As a matter of fact, I wasn't able to do half the things I used to be able to do in iMovie. I used the timeline for some very simple editing techniques, and now I just could drag and drop clips, apply some transitions. It really didn't measure up to the old version. And I was really surprised I would pay so much to get an upgrade, and turned out I'd have less features available to me. But you know, this has happened in other parts of the Mac OS world too. In iWorks, for instance, you can't export in HTML from pages anymore. You used to be able to do that in the old version, and turns out I need to be able to do that to get some articles up on the website. The new iMac screens are only glossy, and a lot of people complain there's too much glare on a glossy screen, but that's the only choice you have now for iMacs. Hopefully this trend won't continue, but Apple has actually gotten away with this before. You see, we did some research and looked back in the archives, and we found that back in OS 6, 7, 8, and 9, there were these things called desktop accessories. And they were these little tiny applications you brought up that were like little calculators and maps and little things that would help you find characters on the keyboard and stuff like that. And they were really neat and cool, and all these third parties made them. And then they got rid of them for Mac OS 10. And we forgot about them. And then all of a sudden they introduced dashboard widgets, like it was a big revolution. And it's just the same thing all over again. So Apple's at it again, taking features away, and watch, they'll add them back later.
Do you find yourself rubbing your eyes from trying to read small text on a web page? While you can use Command+ to temporarily increase font size, a more permanent solution is to set a minimum font size for your browser. In Safari, go to Preferences and click on the Advanced tab. Then, check the box next to Never use font sizes smaller than, and select a font size. In Firefox, go to Preferences and click on the Content tab. Next, click on the Advanced button next to Fonts and Colors. Finally, select a minimum font size from the pull-down menu. If you have a tip that you'd like to share or a question you'd like us to answer, email us at questions@macmost.com. In our next segment, Podcast Salad, Katie Bevard brings us a must-watch video podcast.
Hi, this is Katie. This week I bring you the Next Internet Millionaire. The Next Internet Millionaire is the first competitive online reality show. Joel Comm hosts 12 contestants competing to be his partner for his next online venture.
My name is Joel Comm, and I've made millions of dollars on the internet. In the past 12 years, I've sold a site to Yahoo, written a New York Times bestseller, and built several profitable websites that generate passive income for me each and every month. Now, I'm looking for the right person to join me on my new venture and become the next internet millionaire.
Remember, you have to watch to see who wins.
Being a parent and allowing your children to use the internet is scary. You can take away some of the fear by downloading Bumpercar 2, a kid-safe web browser from freeverse.com. The browser costs $30, but it's worth the peace of mind, and it comes with a bunch of kid-safe bookmarks for your children to explore.
MacMost Loot is our contest segment, where we come up with an Apple-related question or challenge and send a randomly drawn winner a prize. Last week, we asked, when was iLife introduced? The answer is 2004, with the introduction of iLife 04, which was the first time the suite of multimedia apps was called iLife. This week's challenge is, what was the original color of the first G3 iMac? Send your answers to loot@macmost.com. Thanks for watching the MacMost Video Podcast. If you want to contact us or would like to sponsor an episode of MacMost, you can email us at podcast@macmost.com. Be sure to visit macmost.com for the latest Apple news. We post tutorials and tips to our website throughout the week where you can subscribe to the show. We've also got an iPhone version of the site and the largest collection of iPhone games by any one company. Check it out! And don't forget MacMost Review, our new audio podcast. Check it out in the sidebar at macmost.com and subscribe today using iTunes. So tell your friends and don't be shy. Leave us a review. This is Eve Park from MacMost. Don't worry, Molly will be back soon. See you next time.
Unlike Eve, who just turned out to be a nightmare child for us. Now she makes videos on the web. Okay.
Waka waka waka.